The first artifact that I chose to change was IPTS number 6 on instructional delivery. I chose to change this artifact because I made a new PowerPoint that was more relevant to my speaking field. I'm very proud of this artifact because I worked really hard on it. I feel like it's something that will help my more advanced students that are graphing. If they know the basics of different graphs, if they know the basic shapes, they can graph pretty much everything, which I feel will be very helpful. Now to take a basic look at what I did for my PowerPoint. This is my calculus graph, recognizing graphs as functions. First is the graph of a line, where the basic is y equals mx plus b, where m is the slope and b is a constant. So I gave them an equation, and then I graphed the line over here to show them the basic shape. Next, I did the graph of a parabola, which is generally y equals x squared. You'll always have this U shape. If it's negative, it will be flipped upside down. Then the next one is a sideways parabola, where you have x equals y squared, and it will look like a C. And if negative in front of the y, it will be inverse. Next is the graph of an absolute value, and that is what's shown here. Always makes that basic V or V shape. Then you have the sine waves. Sine waves are always this wavy thing. If they're just sine of x, they start at 0, go up to 1, back down through pi to -1, up to 2 pi, and the pattern will repeat. Then you have the cosine wave, which starts up at 1, goes down through pi over 2, -1, up to 3 pi over 2, and it hits back up at 1 again there at 2 pi. Then you have the tangent wave, and it goes that basic curvy shape always, and then that never changes. Negative signs might invert it, but that's it. Then you have y equals e to the x. That one is a very tricky graph to get, and it's really good if you can get it. Here are the sites that I use to find my graph and to make sure. Next, I chose to replace IPTS number 9 for collaborative relationships because I feel like this one is based more towards my classroom. It gives personal information and it connects me and the parents so they know what's going on in our classroom and they can have a more active role. I am very proud of this because it's not just a plain Jane everyday newsletter. It's 2 pages full of bright colors. It'll keep them interested, and I think it'll be really beneficial to my classroom. Alright, here is my classroom newsletter, and there's my little welcome statement. I have my classroom rules. I think this is really important to establish your rules up front. That way there is no room for error. Your students can't say they didn't know. You send a letter home to their parents about it. Then there talks about PBIS, which is something a lot of schools are enforcing. At my school, we always had a PBIS store, so whenever with your tokens or RAM Pride tickets or whatever you call them, you can always purchase things. And here's some things that are purchased specifically for my class. There's contact information in case they need to talk to me, just some little reminders and upcoming events, and a thank you to the parents because I feel like they do a lot. They need a thank you, and not only to the parents but fellow staff members, and things that they need to bring. Being prepared is most important, and I think that it's a good thing to remind them of. So there you have my new additions to my portfolio.